Hello, welcome to Lessons Learned. I'm Sherry. This is Monday Quilt Chat, where I talk about my quilty world, all the goings on here, and in the quilting world in general. So go ahead and grab your favorite drink, have a seat, continue sewing if that's what you're doing, and listen for a while. I have a few things to show you, but yeah, you don't have to look at the screen all the time. So I left you last with Finish It Friday, a wonderful little quilt show that day, and went on into the weekend, and I continued on with my small projects. So let me show you what I got done this weekend. I have my patterns over here that I dealt with. Now you all saw that I was doing this, and I want to show you that I have it done. This is pretty good size, see? About the size of my head. So nice little zipper. Hey, I moved that zipper pull on the project bag to this because I thought it was just way prettier on this than on that project bag. So I have this little bag that I got done. Turned out cute. I like it. I will most likely give that as a gift to someone. And that was the Crafty Clutch with the June Taylor printed interfacing. Then I had one of these little kits that I got from, it's from AccuQuilt, but actually I got it in Paducah when I renewed my American Quilt Society membership. So they give you a little bag with stuff in it, and this was in there, and then I just took some of my scraps and made this little mug rug with it. It had actually these little strips of fabric in it, but I wasn't feeling that. Even though I love those colors, I wanted to use something else, so I just pieced the back, and this is that fabric line that I used for pick and mix. So a little mug rug here, and then also I made one of these, a triangular pillow, and I had gotten this as a kit with 3 fat quarters in it. It's this Tula Pink. This one had the rabbits, let's see, what critter is this? It's a mouse, I believe, maybe a chipmunk. I think it's a mouse. And hearts, they all coordinated. I had a bag of stuffing that I stuffed in there, and this is a little travel pillow, and you can just make it fit your neck real nice. So that also will probably be a gift to someone. I have the pattern. This is a pattern by Purple Pineapple Studio. It was actually designed by Catherine of Catherine's Of Course, but they bought the rights to it, so Purple Pineapple Studio is the one that prints these patterns now. So if you want to get that pattern from purplepineapplestudio.com, quilt shops carry it sometimes too, so you can find it different places and make yourself up some of these. This was easy. The hardest part maybe is making this little intersection come out just perfect. It's not hard though. It's just a matter of, you know, they all 3 go together, and you got to sew up to them. Make sure that closes, and then on this end you have your strap sticking out of it. So there again, you have to kind of fiddle a little bit with that, but overall it's easy. Made a nice little pillow. Did I overstuff this? I don't know. I put the stuffing in there going all the way to the edges, but then once I got messing with it and, you know, sewing up the opening, it seemed like that it retracted out. So I don't know if with use it'll go back down in there or what, but I feel like I've got plenty in there. It's plenty soft. Also, I made a couple more mats out of my scraps. I was doing scrap processing. That's what I was doing. I did a good amount. It was everything from my most recent projects that was on my cutting table here in the shed. So the pile was about this deep and the width of my table. So I had to do something. I just said, I'm just going to have to stop. As much as I would like to do some other things, I need to get that. And it's pretty much gone. I have 2 little stacks of some Jolly Bar pieces that are over there, and the only reason they're still out is because I might use them for another small project. So I still have those out. But this one does not have the binding on it yet, but I did quilt it up in just a grid. And here's my vintage piece there going across. So I'll put some binding around this. I think I have this I can use, I have this I can use, or I have one of these in the, I think the background is black, so I could use that for it. So there again, I just piece the back. Now this one you've seen, I have had it made up for a little bit, but I finally did quilt it, also not bound. So this one is quilted. I just did a little, I just went around the squares, not around, but just across and up and down, depending on where they were on here. So these are up and down quilted, and these are going across and up and down, just kind of moved it around. And I have some of this fabric left, which is what's on the back. I could either do that, or I could do this yellow, which I was thinking about doing that, just to kind of pull out these pretty flowers in the vintage embroidery. So I just need to finish those up with bindings, not hard at all. And I think that's it. Other than the scrap processing, that's what I was into this weekend. It wasn't a lazy weekend. It wasn't a super busy one either. It was just kind of balanced. So did not get any long arming done. Mark was inside filming. He has a project that he's been working on, another scrappy pattern, and everyone seemed to enjoy that last scrappy pattern he did, and he did it all in one video, and we even did the long arming and the binding. I mean, he got it completely done. Everybody seemed to really like that style of video, so he's at work on that. I think he has all his blocks done. He was starching his blocks the last time I was in there. So I would imagine he's putting rows together today, and maybe getting after me to long arm it. He can pin them on the long arm now, which is a help. So I'll have him do that, and I'll get to stitching that out for him sometime this week. I don't know what day, maybe Wednesday or something. I wanted to show you my So Yeah Challenge quilt. I don't think I ever did show you that. So I have had it on Facebook, so if you're on Facebook, you've already seen it. But if you have not seen it, I have it right here. But let me go ahead and put a picture up here so that you can see the whole thing hanging. And then let me get it here so I can point some things out about it. Okay, so this fabric right here, the colors, all the colors are Glaze 2 from Andover. So evidently there was a Glaze 1 or a Glaze. This is Glaze 2. It was a quilt kit that I purchased in Paducah when I was down there last, and I changed up the pattern. So I did the blocks pretty much the way they had them. Of course, I arranged things a little bit differently because I had to incorporate the Botanic Blast in there. So that's kind of scattered throughout, as you can see in the full picture. That's kind of scattered out throughout. And then the backing is a Botanic Blast 108. Let me open it a little bit so you can see. There you go. Did not win anything, but that's okay. And then also wanted to show you that I used well, actually you can see it better on this. I used a variegated thread, and I did kind of a tropical bloom sort of thing on it. Hopefully you can kind of see. I wanted something kind of open, but yet had the tropical feel to it as well. So, a big announcement in regards to this quilt. I have decided to auction this. I'm auctioning this for the Humane Society. It is up for auction right now. The auction will go off next Saturday evening at 9 something p.m. Somewhere between 9 and 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you would like to own this quilt, go place a bid and let's see how big of a price we can get for it. Somebody's bound to really, really want it, I'm thinking. I don't know. We'll see. There is a reserve price on it. So if you do bid and your price is not up to the reserve yet, don't worry. Just wait it out a few more days and go check it again and see where we're at with it. I'm trying to think. It's not a batik quilt, but that's okay. I can auction off any of my quilts I want to for the charity, right? For the Humane Society. So that's what I'm doing with this one. I also have out there my leftovers of Botanic Blast. Now this is the rest of the 108. So this is about 18-inch wide by 108 strips. So it's about a yard by 108, like 36 by 108, but it's in two pieces. There are also some smaller pieces. And then I also have, this is 45-inch fabric, and I have 60 inches, and it's full width of fabric. There's 60 inches of that. And then I also have, this is one listing. This is the So Yeah from Batiks, or Not Your Mama's Garden #2 line. So I think I'm finished with this look of quilt. I don't think I will use this. And, you know, sometimes it's just good to do a little bit of cleansing. You know, like spiritual cleansing. I'm not talking in the biblical sense, but sometimes you just have to clear yourself of things. Am I right? Anyway, this is a listing. This is not for the Humane Society. This is just something I'm selling out of my stash. It is on eBay. Both of the listings are in the description box. So if you'd like to go, this is an auction too, and it does have a reserve on it as well. But if it's something that you like, I'm sure you can get it for less than what I paid for this, and less for what you can buy in the stores if it were still there. So go check those two auctions out. There might be a possibility for you to have either the quilt for the Humane Society or some new stash for your stash. From my stash to yours. So those things are out there for now if you want to go check it out. Let's see what else. I wanted to talk about a couple more things. One thing was the cup. The person never did claim the cup. So I'm going to run another little thing here. I haven't done it yet. I'll just stick it in here right now, and that's our new person that's going to get the cup. I'm not messing around with these people that don't get back with me. I know a lot of you are faithful watchers, and I want one of you to have it. That's one thing. So I'm going to put that right here. Okay, here we go. Third time's a charm. We're going to get a responding winner this time. Jeannie Snodgrass, 8073. Jeannie, or Jean, I need you to respond. She said, I'm enjoying Mark's videos. Oh, good. I'm glad you're watching them. All right. Jeannie Snodgrass, 8073. Congratulations. Please send me an email with your shipping information to LessonsLearnt2021@gmail.com. The link is in the description box of every video. Please, please, please respond. Okay, so since I don't know who that is, I can't say anything more about it. I said what I wanted to say about it on that clip. All right, I have an update for you on Ernest. Do you remember Ernest? Are some of you new and you don't know who Ernest is? Ernest is one of our subscribers who, for a good while there, was sending in his quilt finishes to Finish It Friday, and then he got sick. He got Hodgkin's lymphoma. So that's what this shirt is supporting, and I'm wearing this shirt today in honor of Ernest. And he did go through a lot of treatment, and things got better for a minute, and then it was discovered that it wasn't completely gone, so he opted to get a stem cell transplant, and he is in the middle of that process right now. So I want to read you where he is on that. He's doing well, considering that it's kind of an arduous process and something to go through. It's something very physical to go through. So he's doing that, and I want to give the update based on what he said. And let me get to his... So he gave me a synopsis, and here's what it says. This was as of Saturday, August 2nd, which was yesterday for me, 2 days ago for you. He says, they have bottomed out my immune system, and I am technically neutropenic, which means I'm highly susceptible to infections. They've been giving me shots to stimulate white blood cell growth. When I peak at that, probably by the end of the week, around August 4th or 5th, they will harvest the stem cells. Then I'll be back at the hotel. He and his friend are staying at a hotel during all this time. Now, he's in the hospital right now. He said, then I'll be back at the hotel for about 3 weeks recuperating. Closer to the end of the month, they will do the transfusion of the stem cells back into my system, and then it may be a month or 5 weeks till I finally go home, which should be the first week of October, he's hoping. So far, his numbers have been on track, better than anybody thought, it seems like. So, it's looking good. It has a really high success rate for Hodgkin's, and so that's... Y'all been kind of asking a little at a time about Ernest, so I asked him if I could do an update, and that's what he sent me. So if you want to wish him well in the comments, he will be reading those. I'm sure he would love to hear from you. All right, that's that. And what else? I wanted to show you what I'm going to work on this week. And I really want to do a good job on this. Let me open this. This is a kit. And the pattern is called The Bag Lady. Okay, so this is a Fig Tree and Company pattern by Joanna Figueroa. That's her company. All the templates and the directions are in here. Now, what I want to do is put this fabric... have to figure out what these fabrics are for, you know, where they go, on the long arm, and I'm going to put some soft and stable in there and quilt it. I could probably quilt it on just a regular machine, but I think I just want to quilt it all up, and then I can make some other things out of whatever's left of it too. But there's this paper stuff that makes it look like leather. See these parts? It's like a thick craft paper, but it has quite a bit of flexibility to it. But the first step is to wash this in the washing machine. I don't know how that's going to be, but what it does is it gives it this beautiful textured, wrinkled, worn leather look. And I want to do that because I don't think this would look very good, just that on there. So This is what I'm going to work on this week. It may take me all week to get this done, no kidding. But I'm going to go in right now and put this in the washer with maybe a couple towels or something, and see if I can get it to where it needs to be for this. But that's what it says. Let me read it to you. It might be good for me to read it to you so that I don't mess something up. The bag here. Let me read this directly from the pattern. It says the bag accents. I use a product called Craftex paper in the natural color in order to get the feel of leather with the ease of working with paper. It is simple to work with as long as you slow down and remember that it is stiffer than fabric. We recommend these tips. Number 1, wash before use to maximize the crinkly leather look. It says basic wash and basic dry in a machine does the trick. So I have to wash it and dry it. It says to elongate your stitch a bit, that your stitches don't perforate the paper, and don't affix it with pins, as they will leave tiny marks. So you have to use clips instead, which using clips with bags is usually recommended anyway, isn't it? It just does a better job. So yeah, and it said also to go to this Craftex paper online, their website, and read that too. So I don't know. I'm going to watch this and see what I think. If it's something I don't want to fool with, I might be ditching this project and going on to something else. But that's what I'm going to do. But it looks like this, and I think it's going to be lovely. So this is the cheater print. It is what goes outside, and then the Craftex. And I think the handles are maybe this chambray color here. Kind of a jeansy chambray. This is probably the lining. So I'll have this, and then the soft and stable, this on top, and make that quilted fabric up so that I can put my templates on that and cut out my pieces. So my first step is going to be to wash this, quilt this. So it's going to be a long week. Hopefully not. It's not that hard of a bag, I don't think. And I don't even think it has a zipper. There's no zipper in the pattern. No, there's no zipper. It's got a boxed bottom, which is not hard. So that's what I'm going to do. I've been wanting to make this. It's been down in my drawer ever since I got it, and I think about it all the time, and I never get it out to do it. But since it's the time for small projects, it's the time to do it, right? Let me go ahead and get to the art quilt of the week. I skipped ahead last week. I put the wrong one up. I need to go back one. So I'll put the picture of that right here. This one's called Mystery Imagined. It's 62 by 62. It's by Penny Bowes of Chandler, Arizona. When Penny started this quilt, she was on board for the quilt's end design being a mystery. But she quickly learned that she doesn't like mysteries. After that discovery, she redesigned the quilt while still leaving some of the original design elements. Penny drew most of the patterns on the computer before stitching them out. This quilt has been shown in a couple of Arizona shows and was shown in some of the AQS 2024 Quilt Week shows as well. Well, I have to say I love the color combination with all the blues, greens, and pinks. And the quilting is fantastic. And who doesn't love a lot of those paper-pieced triangles and such? I'm sure almost all of this is paper-pieced. So she doesn't like mysteries. Decided she wanted to know what she was in for. I don't blame her. So that is very, very pretty. It reminds me of something that I found this weekend as I was diving into the small project bin. Let me see if I can find it. A couple years ago when I was in Paducah, I picked up this book, Kaleidoscope Heaven. It's by Block, and this is by Jana Thomas. And you use this set of Block rulers. So there's like a parallelogram and a triangle with two sides that have cut corners. But anyway, you can make everything in this book with this. Now this is expensive, and as you know, you all know that have Block is expensive. But I think it was the last thing I bought when I was there that year. You know, you got a budget for what you're going to spend at Paducah, and this was my last big purchase for the day or something. So this was $20, and these two rulers are $41. So let me tell you something about quilt shows. Nobody discounts anything on quilt shows. They might give you a free fat quarter or something. Even that's few and far between. They're there to make money. They know what they got. So anyway, this is the quilt I want to make, the one that's right on the front. And here it is, a little bit better. You can see it a little bit better right here. I would really like to make that. I think it would be cool to make it out of Tula fabrics, wouldn't it? I don't know. It's either that or scrappy, but something this involved. I might use some of my good fabric. Yeah. This is later. It might even be like next year sometime. Okay. I think that's it. I think that's what we have for today. I hope you get in your sewing room or continue on in your sewing room and keep things moving along. Get a few things done. Let me know in the comments what small projects you may have gotten through this weekend or maybe just recently. Send some of them on the Finish It Friday if you want to. I know last week on Finish It Friday, Colleen re-inspired me on my own project to get busy on these. So I finished quilting this one and I made another one. I just have to get the bindings on. Not a problem. I should be able to do that right quick. All right, let's keep motivated. Let's keep going. All right, we'll see you back here on Wednesday. Wednesday starts our new monthly sew along. I'll have a video each month on this. You can also watch the videos on your Crafty membership if you have it. If you haven't downloaded your patterns yet, get your membership and download your patterns so you're ready on Wednesday. And read over your pattern first too. Even though I'm going to go over it, it won't hurt to lay your eyes on it first before I go over it. I need to go over it myself, so I will be practicing what I preach. All right, have a great week, and I will see you back here on Wednesday. Bye.